Going to call this meeting to order. It's Monday, April 18th, 2022. It's 7 o'clock in the evening. It's time for the regular Grinnell City Council meeting. So first we'll call to order and have a roll call, please.
White.
Yes.
Bly.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Heffley Worley.
Yes.
Guard.
Yes.
Next item is perfecting and approval of the agenda. What's your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion?
Call for question.
Roll call, please.
White.
Yes.
Heffley Worley.
Yes.
Guard.
Yes.
Bly.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Next item is consent agenda. What is your pleasure?
I move the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion?
For question.
Roll call, please.
Heffley Worley.
Yes.
Guard.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Bly.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Next item is a listing of meeting minutes and communications, Finance Committee, Public Works, Planning, Parks and Rec, Veterans Memorial Commission. There are several reports, a monthly police report, building permit report, and a MediaCom report. Those can all be found on the city website for anyone who's interested. Next, we'll move into committee business. We did not have finance, so we'll pass on the finance.
You eliminated me this week.
We did. We just cut you out. Yeah, no money this week, Joe. We're done. But I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Next, report from Public Works and Grounds Committee.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Public Works and Grounds Committee met this evening at 4:45 here in the council chambers, as we always do. We took up 3 items, and we had no items of inquiry. Our first item was a consideration of a resolution approving change order number 7 for a change to the CDBG Downtown Revitalization Project. With the committee's recommendation, I move Resolution 2022-81.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion?
For question.
Roll call, please, Ann.
Heffley Worley.
Yes.
Guard.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Bly.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Thank you. Our second item was consideration of approval of a curbside pickup for brush. Dwayne Neff has recommended that the city have a curbside pickup of brush for the week beginning April 25th in coordination with the trash pickup for each segment of the city. So brush and trash on the same day. Details of that will be on the website and will be in the Grinnell paper here shortly. So with the committee's recommendation, I move approval of that proposal.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion?
Call for the question.
Roll call, please.
Worley.
Yes.
Ray. Guard.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Bly.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Thank you. Our third item was consideration of the bids received for the renovation of the Grinnell Veterans Memorial Building. As we all know, the bids came in twice or better than what had been anticipated for a number of reasons. The city is obviously delighted to continue work with the Veterans Memorial Commission on what the next step will be. Unfortunately, everybody agrees that it is necessary at this point to reject all of those bids and take other steps. So with the committee's recommendation, I move we reject all bids.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion?
Call for question.
Roll call, please, Ann.
Heffley Worley.
Yes.
Guard.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Bly.
Yes.
Davis. Ray.
Yes.
Thank you. And unless there are questions or corrections, Your Honor, that completes my report.
Appreciate it. Thank you much. Next, report from Public Safety.
Thank you, Your Honor. We met tonight at 5:30 and we had 5 items on the agenda. Item number 1 was consider approval of a request for Grinnell all-class reunion for a 5K walk run on Saturday, July 2nd, 2022 at 8 a.m. And on behalf of the committee, I so move.
I'm sorry, Jim, I have it as the 8th, is it 2nd? Okay, I'm looking at a different document.
I know.
Second.
Well,
Yeah.
the printed says 8.
We talked about that earlier, so now I'm second.
Now you're being me.
I'm being you second, Jim.
Okay. And you're seconding that motion, I assume?
Exactly the way he said it.
Thank you. I have a moved and seconded. What's your pleasure? Go for the question. Roll call, please, Ann.
White.
Yes.
Heffley Worley.
Yes.
Guard.
Yes.
Bly.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Our second item was consider an approval from Grinnell College to block 8th Avenue from Park Street to East Street on Friday, June 3rd and Saturday, June 18th for the class for reunion events. And on behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion.
For question.
Roll call, please, Ann.
White,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Heffley Worley,
Yes.
Guard,
Yes.
Bly,
Yes.
Thank you very much. Item number 3 was consider an approval for a prairie burn at MH First at 101 Pender. Behind the building, they have a little prairie they've started and they want to burn it off to make the prairie come to life. So on behalf of the committee, I so move, and they'll coordinate the time with the fire chief.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion.
Just have a question. Do they remove the livestock before they burn that off?
No.
Oh, they just burn around them? Okay.
Yeah, and that one's at ASI, and I actually had this mixed up too. So Tom, I'm assuming it's Tom, has created a second prairie behind Image First.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys have burned both of them previously.
Okay. Okay. All right. Call for question.
Roll call, please.
White, Heffley Worley,
Yes.
Guard,
Yes.
Bly,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Thank you very much. Item 4 is discuss EMS communication tower. This is a tower that's going to be built with no funds from the city. It's going to be done with the county to enhance radio communication. So this is just for information for you folks so that you'll know.
Will we need to vote on that? Is that inside the city limits, Russ?
It is in the city limits, and I don't know if it needs to go to like Board of Adjustment or Planning and Zoning, but this is just a public notice period, and we wanted to make sure you guys were aware it was going on. So I do not believe it requires any action from you tonight.
Do they have a building permit?
Right
Just a
now
public
was the
notice.
discussion. I'm sure that all correct procedures are being done this time, I hope.
Yeah, and that can take some time to get the
like the
Federal Aviation
railroad.
Administration.
Okay, thank you very much. And our 5th item, as you know, for the past this week and 2 weeks ago, we've been talking about EMS, and we are in committee kind of at an impasse. And so what we're doing tonight is to discuss if our fellow council people, I would like to hear, this is discussion and we're not going to vote on this, and I don't want you to say yes or no, or I just like if you have a question or something about EMS and about which way we proceed. In the packet there was a schematic that Russ had sent out, and so I would like to hear from the 3 other council people who are not on the committee, because I think we've batted it around for a month, and I would like to kind of hear your ideas, or if you don't feel at this time, if we're springing it on you, tell me. So speak.
You're springing it on me, I'm telling you.
So what would you like this for next? Would you be prepared in 2 weeks?
You are the chairman of public safety. You direct whatever you want to. I don't have anything prepared at this time. I know I know what I want to do, and he knows what I want to do too. And so together we will be together.
Okay, I understand that, but I think in fairness to the other people on the council, I would like to hear, and I would also like to discuss in 2 weeks that all of us could be a part of this, because I do feel this is a changing moment in our community, and I think we as a council need to have a unified response to this to tell the people. And so in 2 weeks, would that give you enough time?
By the timeline that we and the city staff worked out, we would like to be making a decision, an actual decision on this in May. So that would fit with the timeline that we've been working on for the last, what is it, year and a half on this process. So I think that's a very good goal to be setting, Jim. It's right in line with what we've been planning.
All right, 2 weeks. Lemoyne, do you want to say something, or Rachel?
I guess I would just contribute to it's my impression that from the start we're going to create a Grinnell emergency ambulance service run by the city. It will be, and a number of the personnel may be cross-qualified between the fire department and the ambulance service. I think that's an advantage for use of our personnel. I think that it's been my impression from the start that the ambulance director would be an assistant to the fire chief. And I think I chime in with Byron that, there's a chain of command. You don't want to have maybe too many departments or too many, especially within that service. I think it needs to be well coordinated with the fire department. And so I believe that the director should be.
Please don't tell me I'd vote.
I'm not
You said
going.
you said I believe.
I'm that the director should be an assistant to the fire chief.
Thank
I
you,
mean, thank you, Lemoyne.
Thank you.
I guess I would throw I'm trying to phrase it so that I'm being thoughtful about this. I guess I believe that the better system for the city is the fire-based system. Having at different times in my career reported to two people, that is not something I wish or anyone to have to go through. And so I am absolutely not in favor of something where we have folks reporting to two different managers. That I just don't think that's a good system in general. And I also, for many of the things that I think are in some of our notes, think that having a chain of command with the ability of the EMS folks, the EMS director, to come directly to us, and to have those things. I mean, I think that that has not ever been the issue. So there is some autonomy there, but I think it is really important to have a fire-based system.
Okay. Thank you. Well, we will discuss again in 2 weeks at the council. If you have something that you would like to put in writing, if you'd like, to either me or Julie or Byron, we'd be happy to hear from that. Or when we discuss at 2 weeks at full council, again, discussion, and then hopefully in 2 weeks we'll be able to bring it to the council to vote. Is that clear enough? I mean, I'm trying to be.
I want to clarify. Are we discussing in 2 weeks, or so it's just a discussion, and then from there, the next 2 weeks, or even a special council meeting would to vote on it?
It could be a special council meeting if we.
I mean, if you wanted after discussion in 2 weeks, if we came to.
Why don't we make that decision after our discussion?
I think the point she's making is we could call it consider, and if we all do agree at the end, or a quorum, a majority agree at the end of the next meeting, we could vote. But I don't see how it's necessary to say we can't vote, we will only discuss it. I understand if we aren't ready to vote, we just don't make a motion, or the motion doesn't pass.
It's your call, Jim. You're the department. You're the chair. That's your call.
Your call, Jim. She's right.
I want to be fair to the 3 people who are not on the committee. So as chair, I'm going to say in 2 weeks, we will discuss, and 2 weeks from that, we will bring it to a vote.
And that fits the timeline we've worked on. Wonderful.
So I think that way that gives a, time that we can do that, and hopefully we can come to an agreement. And with that being said, and not being a my cog, that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Next, report from Planning Committee.
Hang on, let me get it back up again. There we go. Sorry. Too many tabs. The planning committee met tonight at 6:15 here in the council chambers. We had 2 things on our agenda and no inquiries. The first thing was to discuss a strategic planning initiative. Every 2 years, we get together as a council and do about every 2 years, I should say, and do some strategic planning. That time is coming again. And so Russ brought forward a thoughtful plan about how we might do that, utilizing the same facilitator that we used last time we did strategic planning, which went very well. So on behalf of the committee, I move that staff move forward with the strategic planning, setting up strategic planning in the near future.
Second.
Moving and seconded. Discussion.
Call for question.
Roll call, please, Ann.
Bly,
Yes.
Guard,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Heffley Worley.
Yes.
And the second thing on our agenda was to discuss insurance limits for Strudery participants. When we talked about this 2 weeks ago, we talked about raising the insurance rates from 1 million and 2 million to 2 million and 4 million, with the city as a named insured. And so one of the things we did was talk to our insurance officers to make sure that that did actually meet the needs and we didn't need to go another direction. And in fact, they did agree that seemed reasonable. And in fact, some of the Struderies were already at that level. So we will go ahead and we already did a vote pending that. And since everything did check out, we don't have to vote again tonight, but we will move forward with the Struderies. And they will be allowed to do it if they have the correct insurance and send a copy to the city. So we will move forward with that. That is the report of the planning committee.
Thank you very much. Any inquiries this evening? If not, we're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.